feel like El Turisto.
How come people keep calling me the ugly American?
Our journey leads us to 35 miles southwest of Miami to a sunny spot that's huge with vacationers.
We're in Homestead, Florida, along US 1, the Dixie Highway. We've been to a lot of strange homes across America, but we think this place just might take the cake.
Originally constructed in the early 1920s, Coral Castle soon drew the attention of engineers, scientists, and scholars alike. All wanted to know how a single man could make this entire construction working alone and in secret.
And this man was only 5 feet tall and 100 pounds, but that did not stop him from building what we think is the weirdest house in America.
The home Ed Leedskalnin builds honors a lifelong heartache, but more than that, it baffles those trying to grasp how it's constructed.
His story begins in Riga, Latvia, where he is born in 1887. At age 26, Ed is engaged to be married. But on the day before his wedding, his bride, Agnes, stands him up.
It's a jilting that haunts him forever.
You'll be seeing unusual accomplishments.
Oh, excellent. That's what we came for. Ring bell twice.
Hey, please, welcome in.
Hi, Ray.
Welcome to the Coral Castle.
Ray Ramirez is our tour guide at Coral Castle and an expert on the life of Ed Leedskalnin.
So, Ray, tell us a little bit about Ed the man. I mean, what was he like, and why did he build all this?
You know, Ed Leedskalnin came into the United States in 1912. He was a stonemason by trade.
Ed settles in Florida in 1918, purchases land in a quarry, and begins constructing a castle for his runaway bride. When you think of coral, you probably think of underwater barrier reefs. The coral Ed mines dried out thousands of years ago, leaving huge quarries of coral rock in southern Florida.
Hey, I can see my house from up here.
Beginning in 1923, Ed cuts and sculpts over 1,100 tons of coral to create this two-story house of stone, in the hopes that Agnes will someday return to him.
Ray.
Building a monument to lost love is definitely weird, but it's how he builds it that mystifies people.
This gate is 9 tons, but Ed was so clever that he mounted it in a way that you could push it with just one finger, like this.
And it's still going.
In 1986, when this gate was repaired, it took a crane and 6 men just to move it. A feat that Ed mysteriously did all by himself. Ed refuses help. He insists on working alone and under the cover of darkness. And whenever asked how he does it, Ed mysteriously replies, "I have discovered the secrets of the pyramids."
How Ed builds Coral Castle is as much a mystery as the pyramids. To this day, experts disagree on just how he did it. Lots of people have theories, but no one knows for sure.
But strangely, the pyramids are built in direct alignment with certain stars.
This fascinates Ed and drives him to study physics and astronomy.
And it shows. Ed even builds a fully functional telescope out of coral rock.
Telescope is 20 tons, almost 40,000 pounds. 25 feet high, 10 feet into the coral.
You don't expect me to believe that one man moved that piece of coral all by himself.
He did.
So where are
You
you
sure he didn't have some help from aliens or something?
Well, this is the observatory. Take a
And
look.
what was he looking at?
He's looking at Polaris, the North Star.
And why?
It's precisely aligned with north.
I heard that some of these coral rocks that he moved actually weigh more than the blocks in the pyramid. Is that true?
That is correct. Some of them weigh up to 30 tons.
Ray, I'm still having a little trouble understanding how one little man could lift and cut and quarry and set in place all of these megalithic stones.
Believe it or not, the answer's right in front of you. Take a look at that little window.
Uh-huh.
He placed this stone with 2 magnetic energy lines intercept.
Uh-huh.
Let me show you a little thing. If you line yourself with it, right in front of it, straddle that line.
Okay.
Place your arm like that. Now offer resistance against me.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
can hardly budge your arm.
Amazing.
Well, let me move the gate away from him. Put your arm up again.
Uh-huh.
Ready?
Yeah.
And he's not making this up, buddy.
Seeing is believing, folks.
So this redirects the forces of the cosmos and aims them at where he was working.
He's doing it that way. That's correct. And that could have been something that an Egyptian would have done.
Still confused? Let's break it down. By placing the rock where two magnetic energy lines intersect and pointing the window of the rock toward me, energy is channeled to my body, and I have strength to keep my arm raised. Point that window away from me, and it all goes kaput.
Let me move the gate away from
In
him.
theory, this may have given Ed the strength to lift coral rock weighing up to 30 tons. I have to admit, standing in front of that rock, I did kind of feel like I had eaten my spinach.
Ed's obviously onto something the rest of us aren't. So we go to his shop to see if the answers are there.
This was his workshop. He used to make his own tools out of all car parts. Take a look.
These are the tools he cut these massive blocks with?
That is correct.
He made his own tools?
He even created his own electricity.
This
Take a
is not
look.
very high-tech stuff.
That's
I
a
can't
generator.
imagine.
Take a look at that.
Jeez.
I can't imagine moving a
You can move it by
9-ton
the
block
handle. You
of
can move it by
coral.
the handle.
There's a lot of mysteries about how he actually did this. Do you think there's anybody alive today that could accomplish this, given these tools?
Well, I don't think so. So it's something that he knew that is not known today. Probably a lost art.
He took the secrets to the grave with him.
He sure did. Sure did.
What Ed doesn't take to the grave are some of Coral Castle's main attractions.
Actually, it's 11:15. Look at my
A
watch.
working sundial, a solar-heated bathtub, and a 5,000-pound heart-shaped table. At one time, this is crowned the world's largest Valentine by Ripley's Believe It or Not.
That thing weighs 3 tons. Check the other one. It's just as bad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's good for your back.
And he slept here too, correct?
He slept upstairs.
Can we
He
see
moved
that?
upstairs? Sure,
Yeah.
let's go and take a look.
Okay. So this is where he
This
slept?
was his home. From 1941 until 1951.
Boy, I don't know what would be more uncomfortable, sleeping on that coral out there or sleeping on this bed he's got hanging here.
And a photo of Edward Iscani. That's a life-size photo of him.
Oh, now wait a minute.
Life
You
size.
can't tell me that this is actual size.
Take a look at it. You can pull it out and stand next to him.
Come with us, Ed.
And
on,
you
Ed.
see how tall he was. There he goes. See that?
In 1951, Ed puts a sign on his door that reads, "Going to the hospital," and never returns.
He dies 3 days later.
Ray, thank you very much for the tour. It was
Well,
great.
welcome.
Thanks, Ray. It was
It's been a
mind-boggling.
pleasure having you here today.
Well, we've seen some really strange homes across America, but this one might just be the weirdest. I think it's the only place where we've gone where we've seen somebody create an entire universe of their own in which to spend their lives.
There's an old saying that every man's home is his castle, but in this weird case, it is definitely chiseled in stone.